Hi everyone, I'm Ping, and today I would like to introduce how can cost-benefit analysis help to improve urban air pollution. In the first part, I will talk about the concept of cost-benefit analysis. CBA is a way of qualifying policy. The costs and benefits of policy are quantified and valued in monetary terms. If we use CBA, we could say we applied normative theoretical assumptions. So, how can CBA be applied to improve air pollution? At first, we need to set a baseline. By determining the baseline, we can set a forecast year to predict the future cost. Secondly, we need to account for the cost of inaction. Then is to evaluate policy, which means we need to assess the cost and benefits of better conditions. Let's move on to the next chapter. We have to think about the cost of inaction. We need to select three factors as examples to analyze how the impact of air pollution is qualified, which are health, food, and energy demand. There are other social factors not involved, I know that, such as cost of labor productivity, cost of maintaining infrastructure. This is not possible to take into account all the impacts of the policy, so this is one of the limitations of the CBA. Okay, how to qualify the health cost? Due to there is already a market price in mortality, we can use some tools to predict the costs. For example, we set 2018 as a baseline year, then we can figure out how much the cost has increased over the baseline in 2030. And the next factor is food. Air pollution affects food security and food yields, causing further economic costs. Although the research process is complex, costs can be estimated indirectly. Some researchers have estimated the economic cost of air pollution using wheat as a reference. As the picture shows, they analyzed the zone concentration in crop canopy and they compared the distribution of wheat yield in different time periods of the baseline, so the cost of each square can be calculated. And also, air pollution affects energy demand. We can estimate the cost by calculating the loss of electricity. Finally, by adding up the cost, we can visualize the cost of air pollution in the context of the inaction. Now we will move on to the third part, solution scenario evaluate. Now, for example, if government wants to assess the policy whether to implement a car-sharing service in order to improve air pollution, so we need to analyze the costs and benefits of this policy, which means we need to consider the factor about health, food, energy, that's all that we mentioned before. So using different methods, as you can see, we can draw conclusions about lots of benefits and cost of CSS. Then we need to qualify these costs and benefits during the different ways. So when the total benefits outweigh the cost, we think the policy can go ahead. Here is the process that we use CBA to improve urban air pollution. We compare the profit in different situations and made a decision. However, sometimes limitations and uncertainties of the CBA must be mentioned. These factors need to be taken into account. The first is equality. We need to pay attention to the low-income people and low-income regions. And also, some extreme events such as COVID-19 can affect the accuracy of the predictions. Baseline model have uncertainty. In addition, qualification and evaluation both have uncertainty. For example, whether or not £1 that accrues in the future should be valued the same as £1 that accrues in the recent year, I think is a big problem. So therefore, sometimes we use sensitive analysis to reduce the uncertainty. Here is the reference list. Here is all my presentation. Thank you.